Because you got your rifle, you can't shoot it without an optic.
It'd be very hard.
It would be very hard. In my opinion, the first thing you should ask yourself is kind of like distance of engagement. Here in Southwest Virginia, you can see that we are surrounded by mountains. That's a big thing for us. What are some of your considerations, Sparky, when choosing an optic locally to us?
I think for most people, at least in our scenario, I think more like a prism is more applicable, or a red dot or holographic. Like those are a little bit more applicable than LPVO. But you do have that option of LPVO to
stretch your legs
or more accurately shoot.
Yeah, to get more precise shooting.
Yeah.
Used to be a huge fan of LPVOs, and I still am. I do like their use case. I do find myself using the magnified portion more than I find myself using the 1X portion. They can get close to like a red dot, but I don't think they're ever exactly like a red dot.
No.
The weight and just the target acquisition, but they are good for shooting those mid-range shots. Definitely doable with a prism. You have a really nice prism on one of your guns, the primary arms.
ACS.
Yeah.
Cyclops.
That thing's nasty. Another alternative, and what I think is a good starter option for a lot of people, is if you're just getting on a gun, either just a normal 3-9, you can hunt with it, you can do some target shooting. You can't do a lot of quick, tactical shooting. And if you're setting this up for a more home defense situation, I like a just typical run-of-the-mill red dot.
Yes.
Hollow Sun comes to mind in terms of good red dots, and primary arms come to mind.
A little SIG Romeo.
A SIG Romeo is a great option.
For the money.
Yeah, like 100 bones, and it's really hard to beat. Now, we have this one set up here. We have an EOTech that is looking at the $500 to $600 price point, so it's more of a buy once, cry once option. And don't ever let anybody tell you can't shoot like 200 yards with a red dot.
You just gotta know where to hold it.
Yeah, you gotta know where to hold it.
That means you gotta train with it. That goes down to what you're gonna use it for. So if you're buying an AR-15 and it's mainly for home protection, and I'm gonna take it to the range every so often and shoot it at 20 to 50 yards, just buy a red dot.
A lot of times when I think of like my scoped guns, I don't shoot them as often because I'm doing a lot of bench shooting or a lot of rested shooting with them. They're just not as fun in my opinion because you can't do a lot of quick acquisition training and stuff like that. So when it really comes down to how I choose an optic, it's really what I want the rifle to be for and my engagement range for it.
Sure.